Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back, guys, to episode 2 of the new podcast, Deen Thoughts, with your Deen bro and
Deen says.
Yep, and today we have a nice little topic for you guys, Taqwa, a very important topic. And I have ayahs in Surah At-Talaq, which greatly exemplify. So let's read them. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. ذلكم يوعظ به من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا. So let's read the translation. Allah says, and keep your testimony upright for the sake of Allah. That is what anyone who believes in Allah and the last day is exhorted to do. Whoever fears Allah, He brings forth a way out for him. Ayah 3 then, and provides him with what he needs from where he does not even imagine. And whoever places his trust in Allah, He is sufficient for him. Surely Allah is to accomplish His purpose. Allah has set a measure for everything. Meaning what? You put your taqwa Rabbil Alameen, you have this connection with Rabbil Alameen, you fear Allah, then He'll give you what you need. Allah promises us that He'll give us what we need, and that is a promise from Rabbil Alameen that we should trust. Another thing that I want to bring up is that Taqwa comes from the word wiqaya, meaning shield. So it is to protect us from the evil and the haram and the punishment that Allah could give us. So if we have taqwa, it will be a shield for us from all these bad sins, from all this haram, to keep us away from it. And also bringing us to His rahmah and inshallah to His jannah in the future, inshallah. And then there is a metaphor from the prophets and the companions that I would also like to bring up. And it's basically like this. So the prophet asked the companions, what is taqwa, right? And they said, it's as if you're walking through a thorny path, but pull your cloak over you. Meaning what? The cloak is taqwa. The cloak is the shield that protects you from all these thorns, from all these, these harmful things that can hurt you. Taqwa is the thing that will protect you. Taqwa is the thing that is important in this whole metaphor, which is the cloak, obviously.
Yeah, so just going off of that a little bit. So in the sense that in the world that we live in today, especially because there's so much haram around us, we have to have taqwa. We have to have this shield to protect us from Allah's His anger and His wrath, and to attain His jannah, inshallah. So honestly, when you think about it, what is taqwa in our sense? Taqwa, of course, is like we said, staying away from that which is haram and doing that which is good. When you're doing that, inshallah, you're building that shield. But also, it's really important to understand that taqwa comes with your good deeds, and taqwa comes with knowledge of the deen. Let's look at your good deeds first. When you're doing your good deeds, inshallah, that's you building your shield of taqwa. You are doing what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told you to do, no matter how hard it might be, no matter what you have to give up or anything. You're doing that which Allah told you to do, and you're staying away from that which is haram. So you're having tawakkul, you're having trust in Rabbil Alameen, that you're going to do what He told you to do, and everything is going to be perfect, inshallah. Also, it's important to understand that taqwa comes with knowledge, in the sense that when you have actual knowledge of what the deen tells you, what the deen tells you is halal, what the deen tells you is haram, all of this helps you build your taqwa, because it helps you live a lifestyle that is pleasing to Rabbil Alameen, and helps you live a lifestyle staying away from that which Allah forbids you from. So another story to drive the point home, there was one time a story that's narrated to us, where there was basically a family, and the father had been wanting to go to Hajj for a very, very long time. And so he was talking to his family, and he only had enough money to go to Hajj. He didn't really have enough money to be able to go to Hajj and still provide for his family. So he was talking with his wife and his children, and he was asking him what they thought he should do. And his wife was advising him not to go to Hajj, because he would leave them basically with no money to provide. But the girl, one of his daughters, said, no, you should go. And because Allah is, we have trust, we have this tawakkul, this taqwa on Rabbil Alameen, that He is going to provide for us. So the father picked himself up and he went to Hajj. And this is back when Hajj was for a very long period of time. It took months because there weren't any airplanes. It was a long journey. So basically, a couple months into the journey, the family, the mother and the children, they ran completely out of provisions. So they were running out of money. They had no food. Basically their situation was starting to get tough. So of course the mom, she started to get annoyed, and she kind of let out all her anger on her daughter, the one that suggested to her father that he should actually go and do Hajj. So after this girl got yelled at, she went back to her room, And she turned to Rabb al-Alameen and she made dua. And she basically was telling Rabb al-Alameen that you say in the Quran, and this concept, I'm paraphrasing here, in the sense that whoever trusts you, whoever has this tawakkul and this trust in your plan, then you are enough. You are hasbuh. You need no one else. If you've got Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on your side, you don't need no person, you don't need nothing. Allah is enough for you, for all of your affairs. And right as she put her hands down for dua, like from her dua, a prince was passing by. I don't know if it was a prince or like a leader, but someone of very high important status. He was passing by, and this was like in the desert. And he got really thirsty. So he told one of his workers to go knock on the door of their house and see if anyone could give any water. So he ended up knocking on the door of this family, who the girl was making dua and the father had left for Hajj. And he asked if they had a cup of water. So the girl went and she prepared a very nice cold cup of water. She made it very pleasing and she made it very murattab. And she went and she gave it to the servant. And the servant gave it to the person of high status and nobility. And he asked, where did this cup of water come from? Because it was amazing. And he told him it came from the house of so-and-so, the house of the father. And he had heard that this father was at Hajj. So he asked his workers, he's like, I thought this man was at Hajj, who's providing for his family? And they answered that no one is providing for him. So the king or the person of high nobility took a sack of gold and he threw it to the house. And he said, anyone who loves me should do the same. So all of his servants and the king threw all of their money and their gold and their provisions to this house. SubhanAllah, see how right away the dua of the girl was answered. And subhanAllah, then of course the mom wasn't mad or pissed off because she got what she wanted. She just wanted the provisions and the money. But this shows us, and this further emphasizes this idea of this ayah, that when you have tawakkul, when you have taqwa, because taqwa isn't just like staying away from that which is haram and doing that which is halal, even though that's a big part of it, but taqwa always comes with trust as well. Like when you're not doing something haram, you're trusting that you might get a means through a different way, or you trust that it's the right thing to do. If it's like staying away from something, they kind of go hand in hand. You can't really separate tawakkul and taqwa. So when you have this tawakkul and you have this taqwa completely for Rabb al-Alameen, like the ayah says, فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ, then Allah will provide for you He'll make you makhraja, He'll make you a way out from ways you couldn't have even imagined. And He'll provide you more than you could have even provided yourself. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the king and the master and the sustainer. And He is the one who we need to depend on completely by ourselves. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is hasbuh. When we have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we don't need anyone else. So kind of going hand in hand, which you can't expect to do haram and have Allah on your side, in the sense that Allah is going to be providing for you and taking care for you. So they go hand in hand, your provision, the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for you, the ease in this dunya. SubhanAllah, there's another hadith, I don't know if you know this one, but it was talking about how the Prophet ﷺ, he said that whoever the most important thing for him is this dunya. So when the most important thing for you is the dunya, you're basically doing a bunch of stuff that's haram. You'll do anything to get this worldly life. Then he says that poverty will be placed between his eyes. In the sense that when you're running to materialistic things, Allah's not going to make it easy for you. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created everything. He created the thing that you're running for. And He doesn't want to give it to you out of His rahmah to make you turn back towards Him. But I don't know, subhanAllah, it just kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
But that's it for today, inshallah, on taqwa. And we'll see you guys for our next episode, inshallah.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, guys.